What will the next recession look like? Now let's be careful. We are not forecasting a recession yet, but we are getting a little more worried because U.S. rates are rising, the trade war is escalating, emerging market foreign exchange disruption. The probability of a recession is rising, but we're not forecasting one yet. Now, what will the next recession look like? It will look nothing like the Great Recession of 2008-2009. During the Great Recession, we had big banks fail. We had the threat of auto company bankruptcies. We had a huge housing collapse, all of which led to massive deleveraging in the economy, the need for quantitative easing, zero rates from the Fed, a major regulatory response, that was the Dodd-Frank Act, and a $1 trillion fiscal response. During the Great Recession, unemployment went from 5% in the spring of 2008 to 10% in the fall of 2009. Real GDP declined for 4 quarters in a row, down 4% altogether, peak to trough. So it was a pretty bad recession. And overall, the Fed funds rate went from 5.25%, as I said, to 0. This time around, the next recession is not likely to be very severe at all. More like the economic malaise that was occurring between 1997 and 2003. There were signals then: rising rates, emerging market foreign exchange turmoil, a big hedge fund failure, and a tech wreck in the stock market. Unemployment went from 4% in the spring of 2000, but it only went up to 6% in the spring of 2003. The definition of a recession is 2 quarters of GDP down in a row. It never even happened. GDP was down 2 quarters, but they were separated. And the Fed funds rate went from 6.5% to 1%, which does tell you the Fed was pretty scared. Now, what would signal the next recession? A flat yield curve? We're almost there. Flat corporate profits? Likely in the second half of 2018 or 2019. And maybe a sell-off in high-yield debt, but that has not happened yet. Now, how bad would the next recession be? Well, like we said, it's more like 1997 to 2003. We would see unemployment going from below 4% to just above 6%. What would U.S. rates do? Well, the Fed would move quickly. They would probably take rates back to 0, possibly in just 2 quick moves. And the Fed would stop shrinking its balance sheet ASAP. Oh yes, there'd probably be an equity market correction. But remember, we are not forecasting a recession yet. The risks are rising, maybe at about 1/3 now, for a recession in 2020 or sometime before that. I'm Blue Putnam, Chief Economist, CME Group.